Hey guys, what is up? It is commission time. We're going to be working on Alakazam today. I'm going to be doing it. I mean, obviously, this is sped up. I don't draw this fast, though that would be really cool if I could. This piece is 8.5 by 11, and it is going to be done with the Ohuhu markers. So I just figured this would be cool for us to be able to sit back and yap while I work on this. There are going to be a couple time skips because I struggle with the thing called remembering to hit the button again to start recording because I'm using an iPhone to record, and if I record too much, it sucks to transfer files, but this is besides the point. You guys don't care. But this piece was a lot of fun. I struggled with the hands and the feet. I'm sure as most artists do. Thankfully, I did use a reference for this, and it helped a lot. But definitely not going to get any claims of me being AI, considering the hands are questionable at best. But what's going on right now? How have you guys been? What's new? I had a discussion with someone today. I guess that it's pretty much confirmed that the newest season of One Punch Man, the anime, is using AI, which that's a bummer. But I don't really know who to be mad at, cause like I want to be mad at the company who is like being super hard on the animators, but at the same time, I feel like the animators could have been just like, "Hey, we had to use AI," and just like put their hands up and told us instead of us feeling wronged. I don't know, man. It's so complicated. It's way above my pay grade. I'm not that smart. But yeah, okay. Let's find a better topic to talk about. Look at those hands. They are there. Oh, did I say what I'm using right now? Okay. So paper 110 I think is what I use for the weight, so that the markers work. The fine liner I'm using is a point zero 0.05, and that's really it. There's not like, I don't really try to use too many name brand things outside of the Ohuhu markers, which I always stand by because I think Copics are a ripoff. There's gonna be people that yell at me for that, but Ohuhu are really cheap for what they are, and they're really freaking good, and their colors pop a lot. And Copic, I bought like 6 of them, and it cost me like $400, and I don't think they're good, and they bleed really bad. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Stop wasting money on really expensive stuff. You can buy great art supplies on Amazon for super cheap. But let's get into coloring. Let's do that. So we are going to start out by doing all of the yellow. I know that some people, they color first. Sorry, I have ADHD if you can't tell. They color first and then they do their line art. But the problem is, for me, and they do that because you can smear your markers on your lines. But the problem is, my brain really struggles to separate where things need to be, and then when I do my line art, I feel like I have to make my line art thicker because the marker that I did doesn't go all the way up to the edge, and it's a nightmare. So I gave up and I just accept the fact of my ink's gonna smear sometimes, and that's time skip. I forgot to press record again. I do also record these like top down with an Elgato camera, but the problem is my hand's always in the way, so I have to use my phone, and then we end up in this. But what we're doing now is we're using R26 Honey, which is one of my favorite browns that have ever existed in the history of ever. We're using that, and then we're coming back in with a red to do the shadow, and the other shadows that I used, I think, were like Y92. You guys probably don't care about the numbers. I don't know why I'm telling you. You're just here hanging out what are you working on? You doing something cool? I hope you are. I hope you're making something sick. Um, okay, hold on. This is my struggle. So, backgrounds. I'm not good at backgrounds. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to figure it out. Everything I use uses references. I'm not good at just thinking of stuff. But I was like, I'm gonna do a psychic space background. And I want it to go from blue to purple to light purple to pink. And I thought that would look really cool, the gradient. The problem is the purple I used is way darker than the light purple I used, so when I blended them together, they didn't blend. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just keep going. Because that's something that I think is really important. is stick it out, figure it out, because you're gonna learn, right? I try not to ever just give up on a drawing. Even if I truly despise it, I have to get it done, because then moving on to the future, I hopefully don't make those mistakes again. So I continued this adventure, we'll call it, of the purple to light purple into the pinks. And at this point I was like, okay, it's kind of working. Like, looking at the what is now the bottom, it's the top that you guys are seeing, I was like, okay, it's not that bad. So I finished, and then I was going to come back through with a different color purple to see if I could ease the transition a bit. And this is where I'm now going to try a bunch of different purples. I ended up only trying 2 additional purples. A lot of people said that they really liked the background that I did. I don't know if they're just trying to be nice, but I appreciate them lying to me if they are just trying to be nice. Then I added a couple little random dots just to make it feel more spacey. And then we move on to the outlining with an acrylic marker pen thing. It's a paint pen with a brush tip. This is from Artisto, I think is what it's called. It's a super cheap brush pen that you can get. The other acrylic pens that I use are RDX, something like that. But they're more expensive, and for stuff like this, you might as well just use the freaking $1 markers. And I just constantly save the other ones like I'm going to use them on some masterpiece. But either way, I do this with all my drawings where I add a white outline at the end. I don't know why. I started doing it when I was making Magic the Gathering tokens, because it just felt like it popped more, and I'm not able to stop now. So I'm sure there's some people that would rather that I don't do this to my work, but it just feels incomplete until I do this. But I think that really covers it. Again, I hope you guys are making cool stuff. I know this video is kind of chill. I don't really know what to do. I'm waiting on some really funny art supplies to come in to make videos with, so I figured, hey, maybe I'll just yap and make a video. But here's the finished commission. I hope you guys liked it, and hopefully I'll see you in the future. Subscribe if you want to hear me ramble.